All right, sports fans, Pirate fans, welcome out to another episode of the Pirates Cove podcast. It's Tuesday evening, not Wednesday, but Tuesday evening. But we do got a special guest this evening. We are going to be talking Rockport Pirate football, but we're going to be talking Rockport youth football tonight, this evening. And we've got a guest out here who's going to be we're going to have questions, and he's going to be talking about his program and letting us know exactly what's going on at that level. I've always said that our Rockport Youth Football League is where it starts for the guys that you see on Friday nights. It doesn't start in middle school. It starts with these guys and the job that they do, developing these guys, teaching them the fundamentals of football. And then, of course, they jump into the middle school and then over to the high school. So it starts with our youth program, and we've got our guest. I'll introduce him here in a minute, and he'll talk about what they're doing at that level. I also got my crew with me here this Tuesday evening, minus one. Johnny Zavala was unable to join us this evening, but he will be back tomorrow. But I do have the big T, Tony Pena, here this evening. Tony, how you doing?
Doing good.
All right. And then, of course, we've got the coach, Steve Cantu. He's here. He was here yesterday, and he's here today again. Coach, how you doing?
Blessed, brother. Happy to be here.
Absolutely. We're going to be talking some more football. And then, of course, we've got our special guest today. His name is Coach Ronald Leyva. He's the president of our Rockport-Fulton Youth Football League. Coach, Ronald, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, guys. Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Absolutely. Thank you for taking some time to join us here on the Pirates Cove podcast. We wanted to bring you in before the season started to talk a little bit about our youth program. As I said earlier, Coach, it starts there with you guys and the job that you guys are doing with our kids. This is the future of the Rockport-Fulton Pirates. You know, I was a part of this league when my son played. And so, of course, you know, as the kids go up to junior high, you know, a different dad pops in. At least that's how it was when I was there. But the guys are going to have some questions to shed some light on our program. And then, of course, we want to hear from you and what we got going on this year and what kind of competition we're going to have. We want the fans to also be out there supporting our youth program, supporting these kids. They put a lot of work in all week. So they definitely want to be able to we want to get out there and follow our youth program and see what these guys are doing at this level. So I'm going to pass it over to the coach, Steve Cantu, and he's got a few questions for you.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Ronald. First and foremost, welcome to the show. I'm glad to, be able to have this opportunity to talk to you on this format. I think it's, like Gabriel said, it's super important that we shine some light on this particular youth program. It's been around quite some time, and you can really start to tell the benefits. Gabriel, there's a small fact that the group of seniors that are there, the high school right now, is actually the first kids that started traveling. When we started traveling, playing travel ball, that was the first age group, right, Tony? Right. Yeah. So, we definitely see the benefits of having, our youth program, and you guys are doing a great job shining out this talent, So, anywho, let's get into the questions. I'm gonna start off kind of slow, and then we'll work our way up to the real juicy stuff.
Sure.
But so my first question, Ronald, is how long has RFYFL been in existence here in Rockport?
I want to say since the 90s around there. It's been quite some time. I was able to, once I took over, scroll through some old messages, do a little homework. And the gentleman, the co-founder, you've met him previously, I believe, in 2016. And it's been quite some time. It's been 30, 40 years in the making, and it's obviously been able to carry this long, with people like yourself who have really bought into making Rockport Youth Football League, its own brand, from the kids in town to everyone who gets in high school. Everyone has bought in for the past 20, 30, 40 years, that sort of thing. So
Mhm.
it's been around for quite some time.
Okay. Well, just so, I mean, obviously a lot of this stuff I know because I know you personally. Uh, but so that if the public wanted to know, how long have you been actively coaching, Ron? How long have you been a part of not only Rockport's youth program, but Coastal Bend?
Yes, sir. I want to say maybe around 2009. I was actually still in high school, and Robert Butler of Aransas Pass, he was always been a high personal trainer. And so he actually, I went to a couple of his trainings, and he said, "Hey, you were a heck of a youth football player for me. Why don't you, maybe see the aspect of the coaching side?" And 2009, I took a little bit of interest in it, and I just kind of ran with it from there. So about 13 years, going on 14, and the last 6 years have been crazy to say. I know it sounds crazy, but the last 6 years have probably been year round with kids from the Coastal Bend, everywhere from Corpus, Falfurrias, Alice, Sinton, Rockport, obviously, all over, you name it, all over. I've been blessed to been able to coach and just kind of give everything I know, to the kids of our area. I've even been blessed to go to Louisiana, across the state, coach in Cowboy Stadium. Anything I can do to help these kids, give the lifetime of football I know. I've been kind of doing that the past 13 and a half years or so. So
Well, I mean that's awesome. I mean it's rare that you get a guy with that much experience to come in. I mean, we've all been there. I've been on the board. A lot of times you get the guys that walk up, the parents, that might have played, or people like me who never played. But that's good that, I think what that shows is that you realize what the game done for you. And it's just a natural, for you to want to give back. So I think that's awesome, man. I think it's a great thing that what you're doing. I hear, great things this year and how things are going. I just want to put it out there, man. You're doing a great job. I'll give you a pat on your back. I know there's not a lot of times where people actually sit down and tell you how great of a job they think you're doing. There's probably a longer list of complaints than anything else, but I just want to let you know, I think you're doing a fabulous job, and keep up the good work. Gabe, I'll come back with some more follow-up questions afterwards. Hey, thank you again, Ronald.
yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, Tony.
All right, Ronald. Again, like Steve said, thanks for coming on and spending some time with us. I just want to kind of piggyback off of what Steve said. I coached here in the when I started coaching here, my son was 6, and like Steve said, these guys that we had just in the inner city league that we had, uh, you know, uh, they're seniors now, juniors and seniors. And when we first started playing around different towns and stuff, it was a whole lot of fun, and the boys got a whole lot of exposure, and it was a real blessing being able to coach those kids. But like Steve said, you never really hear parents tell you how great of a job you're doing, and I want to say that it's a lot of work. You don't get paid, and but you learn to care about those boys, especially with when you're with them that long. I mean, and I think that the other parents and the people watching need to understand that those kids become your boys. You know what I mean? And I appreciate you taking the time to do that for such a long period of time. Some of the questions I got, or I have a couple questions. I've been out of it for about probably 5 years now. What league is the our Rockport Youth Football League a part of now?
Yes, sir. So right now we are currently joined with Region 4, and they're out of Portland, Texas. And Region 4 is actually, it's a great league. And it actually is kind of bouncing off what you and Steve and Gabe said. In the previous years, as y'all know, we have, kind of did in-house ball. And also we have it expanded to where, you guys see it Friday nights the way y'all are saying. And I was really happy, when before Steve passed the torch over, he, was able to believe in the kids' athleticism, just like, a lot of us were, and said, hey, let's join this league and give these kids in every division a chance to see what they're going to see on Friday nights, which is kids from Portland, kids from Flower Bluff, Cal Allen, from all over. And that's what Region 4 has to offer. Our kids are playing, some high quality football at such a young age. And, I've seen, some kids who will blow, guys out of the water where you're like, whoa, that kid is really, really good. And our town's youth gets a shot at that. They get a shot at to go compete at the next level and see towns they're going to see later down the road. For instance, like Bluff or like Miller, so in Region 4, we are playing every local town around. And for instance, the past few years, we always, love to go compete with those towns. Like for instance, we love playing Sinton, we love playing Flower Bluff, we love playing Portland, Cal Allen. All those teams, they have great high school programs, and I think as you guys know, it starts with the youth around there, and I think that's what we're doing as well. We're giving the kids opportunity to see such high caliber reps at a young age to where it's definitely going to pay off later down the road.
Awesome. Well, you answered kind of my second question, but I have another question. So, uh, how long is the season? How long is the season, and what is how does the making the playoffs work?
Okay, so this Saturday is the season opener, and I want to say it's a 8-week season, and they take the top 8 teams, and right now it's looking like it's going to be points allowed this season compared to the year previous. It was points earned, that sort of thing. So it keeps a even playing field, I think, for everybody. And I want to say it's second, third round, and then the third round is a Super Bowl that's going to be held in Portland, and I highly believe all of our boys will be in it. We're pushing all of our kids to plan for 11, 12, 13-week season if possible.
There you go.
Awesome. That sounds good. Well, good luck to all divisions. We do have all 4 divisions, freshman through senior division.
Yes, sir, that's correct. We got freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior. We were able to fill every team up no problem this year. And, a lot of that comes, back to the belief system that the town believes in the program, and I can go on and on, but of course I got to give my props to Steve because he's really set the standard for this league, and we're just trying to do nothing but field teams, teach them the right way, and carry on the high brand that him and a lot of others have built for the youth.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you for the work that you do and the work that your coaches do. Like I said, I know how tough it is having a full-time job and going out there every day preparing for the weekend. Appreciate it, man. Gabriel, that's all I got, man.
Hey, Coach Ronald, I'd like to ask a question about the coaches. So you talked a little bit about we were able to fill out the freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior divisions. Can you talk a little bit about those coaches? Who's coaching? Talk about your coaches on the freshman level, the sophomore level, junior, senior level.
Yes, sir. So we can bounce, freshman level. Right now, I am assisting. I'm helping the little ones as well. I know Steve's going to try to put an input as well and bounce with that group to just have some extra time. He may not. Who knows? But we got a group of guys who have been in the program for years. Their kids have came, and they've started from freshmen. Some of them, are juniors, now. And we got a couple coaches on there who have just enjoyed every bit of it. Their kiddos have, enjoyed playing ball here. They've enjoyed the atmosphere. So on the freshman level, we do have some veteran coaches who are just kind of coming back down to redo the whole process again because they enjoy coaching, and I appreciate them guys. They stepped up, and they're definitely doing it from the babies on up. And then in the junior division, we got a couple coaches as well. One of them, is a Rockport native. He definitely tries to give everything he can for the guys. Those kids, I believe at that junior level, that's definitely when it gets extremely important, from the tackling properly to running the ball to teaching them, a bit of everything. So that's definitely when, it starts to definitely turn gears as far as teaching them correctly. And then, the bigger boys, they're coaches as well. They definitely live, eat, sleep football. I'm actually great friends with a lot of them, and them guys, call me 10 times a day when it's football season. And then when it's not football season, they're calling me 10 times a day again, talking about football season, so it makes it really, really fun. Because I can vouch, I look in every age division and I look at the head coaches, and I truly see that, hey, look, these guys will give their all, for the kids. They're not there for their own self-satisfaction. They're there strictly for the kids, and the kids respond so well to them. I've gotten a chance to see it firsthand, and every coach, as mentioned, is a great fit for the program.
And coach, they all play on Saturday, right? So if one team plays out of town, all four teams play out of town. Is that the way it works? They all play at home, or do they go, some home, some out of town? How does that work?
So the way it's looking right now, Gabe, is everyone's gonna be on Saturdays. Freshmen are usually the first ones about 9 o'clock start time, and then so on and so forth with the time frame. The juniors are about an hour and a half later, and then or the sophomores, and then the juniors are an hour later. Seniors are more laid back, either midday, 2 o'clock, or about 4 o'clock. So every game is on Saturday, but right now the way it's looking, when we have our home games, all of our divisions will be at home. And if we're not at home, we may have one or two sprinkled, one team in Portland and the other team down the road in Flower Bluff. So everyone gets a chance of a great atmosphere and to see a different stadium. That way they could maybe in hopes get used to it.
Well, coach, I mean, that's awesome. Like we said, I mean, I think, we talk a lot about, the work that you guys do for our youth. It starts there. I mean, Steve has taken on a bigger role with our softball girls. Softball's become kind of big in Rockport now. It's there's an expectation here where we expect to win every year and get in those playoffs. And, what we're seeing is a lot of our young female athletes wanting to compete in softball. And so I know Steve's kind of moved over that way and taking the role of developing these girls. And I think he's doing an awesome job. I mean, he's a part of our crew here, and we're lucky to have him. But, it starts there and all the work that he's doing. And then we see the product on Tuesdays and Fridays. And look what our softball girls did this year going into the third round, right? And it just – we kind of follow and we see, what the youth has in the next couple of years, some of our pictures and stuff. So it's exciting to see that now, bringing you on and keeping tabs with you and bringing you on throughout the season to talk about our players and seeing what they're doing. We'd like to bring you on and talk. I know these guys can't come on. They're too young, and we're definitely not going to have them on now. But, we can have the coaches talk about these kids, and because there's a lot of talent there, and running the ball, or quarterback play, or defense. Because I remember watching Devin Phillips play at youth, man. And I remember sitting in the stands watching this little kid play at youth, and people saying at stands, he said, "Man, that kid right there, man, that's a football kid." I remember he was in youth. I said, that kid, when he gets up in high school, he's all about football. And we were talking about him when he was like in the fourth grade. And here he is, a junior, man, and it's all turned out exactly the way people said. So shedding some light on these players while they're young and putting their names out there so the community can come out and support our youth programs. And, it's not a Friday night, but it's important, when they're playing in Rockport, come out and show your support to our youth programs, because this is our future, man. And we got to get behind these guys, and it won't be long before they'll be in middle school, and then they're up there playing on Thursdays and then Friday nights. So I just want to say, Coach, thank you very much for what you do. It's a lot of work. I think you're also, congratulations. I think I saw you just became a father. Is that, did I see that right on Facebook?
He is my fourth son.
There you go.
But I do highly appreciate it. Yes, sir. My
Yeah.
fourth
So,
baby boy.
well, yeah, congratulations. I saw some things on there, and well, and like I said, to be a father, a full-time job, and what you do, Coach, that's a lot on your plate. You're taking on a lot, but we appreciate everything that you do, because, like you said, we need somebody like you to put in the time and to motivate these kids. It starts there, and we want to be good here at Rockport in football for years to come. I like where we're at. Rockport, I've been here all my life. We weren't always the team that we are now, where we're winning district titles and we're going 2-3 rounds in the playoffs. But it starts with what you're doing and your coaching. And we're definitely going to continue to shed some light on what you and your coaches are doing at the youth program. Coach Steve, I'll turn it over back to you. I know you got a couple more questions for Coach Ron.
Yeah. Thank you, Gabriel. Yeah, I got a couple of more questions, Ron. Talk to me about the how tough it is to to put something on like this. I really want to try to shine some light to you and your board, and if you will, after the question, if you could run off your board members, I'm sure they'd appreciate it, because this is not a one-man gig. We all know that, and it takes a village. But talk to me about the hardships possibly, or what did you find to be the most difficult getting your season started? I know now all the worry's done now, because now it's time just to play football. Football's the easy part, what I'm saying? It's all those months leading up to this Saturday's game. So talk to me about these past few months and putting all this together.
Yes, sir, Steve. Well, in all reality, I learned a lot, watching you over the years. I studied you, I watched you hold your composure, past 4 or 5 years, as you're putting teams together, stuff like that, and it was a beautiful thing to see, to where I tell myself, hey, look, this guy does it, with one hand tied behind his back, makes it look easy. So, I ought to be able to do it, and truthfully, the hardest thing this season was more of worrying, hey, can I field teams? Because by the grace of your presence and our good Lord last year, we were able to do 8-man ball, which was very fun. Something a lot of the kids will never forget. And, coming back this year, we still had that worry of, COVID getting in the way, COVID affecting our numbers. But thank goodness, by the grace of God, we were able to fill teams, no problem. Now, the biggest thing and probably the biggest, hiccup, I would probably say, is just letting everybody know to buy in, just letting everybody know, hey, if you take care of your registration, that sort of thing, we're going to do everything our power to make sure football happens, as long as, God willing, we're able to do it. We will try our best to make sure the season goes on, because I was getting that question a lot, well, from parents was, hey, well, I want to sign up, but I don't want to spend, X amount of money, and then us get canceled, 2 weeks into the season. So it was just more of people still being on edge, which is highly understandable. But as you mentioned, it takes a village. What we wanted to do this off season was something we've never done. Me and the senior head coach and the VP, Juan Alvarado, one day we got together, and it was actually, I believe we were in Austin, Texas, and we had just watched a youth group out there, and we got together and we said, hey man, we said, we got to do something similar for the kids at home. We were kind of getting fed up with the kids having to go, to other towns to get workouts in or to get conditioning in. So we said, hey, let's put together all summer, camp, and let's, do it for free. And I tell you, it was probably the most heartfelt thing that I seen happen, because the very first day we had 18 kids out there, and after that, all summer, it never went under 25 kids. So it showed that the demand was there for um, people and parents who wanted to get their kids out, get active, get free hands-on training with dummies, with footballs, with everything a football program has to offer. Do some tackling drills, whatever we could show them, we wanted to do for free. So we were able to do that. And I think that's when people, started saying, okay, hey, look, maybe this is really going to come into fruition. We'll play ball after all. So that was the biggest thing, was just making sure, we could comfort people and let them know, hey, look, we're buy-in, we'll do everything we can to keep everyone safe, and let's all, band together and go play ball. And so, by the grace of God, everything panned out fine. The board, our board, who I would like to announce, I believe, they've put in a bunch of time, and they spread a lot of things word of mouth to people, to where they know, hey, we're out here, and we're going strong, and the program is very strong. So, just so you guys have an idea, with everything going on in the world today, we were able to get 116 kids signed up in football alone, with
Mm.
over 33 cheerleaders. So the program is definitely uh, build. And of course, I can't take all the credit. It's gentlemen like Steve and you guys, and like the board. I would like to announce the board. We got Jason Garcia, we got Trina Alvarado, we got Harley Valadez, we got George Solis, Julie Solis, and we have Nicole Medina, Marissa Flores, all them board members out there, along with Steve as well. Greg Monero, with all them guys and ladies on the board, they work their tails off, and they get the word out, and they help put the steps in motion. So it makes it really, really easy on me, so people can believe, hey, this is really happening. We're gonna push forward, and we're gonna, play ball with good faith, and just know, we're here to play ball once again. We're back to normal. So I think everyone's happy with seeing our youth program have this much normalcy. I know it puts a huge smile on our face, my face.
Yeah, no doubt, Ron. I want to say, back when I first moved to Rockport, and I got myself affiliated with RFYFL. There's a great man that was in place, that was at the helm, by the name of Hector Nava. He was running the board, and I, like you, kind of sat back in the wings and watched and learned and admired on how he handled himself, and how well the program ran. I had no clue. I had never played any organized sports, me personally, much less run it or anything like that. So, for my first 4 years, I was on the board. He was always president, and I watched how he ran it. And when I took over in 2012, I had the blueprint. I knew what I needed to do, and I knew how to do it. It's all about the strength of your board and putting the right people in places to make these things happen. Because when it all comes down to it, it's for the kids, and people are going to run to it, and they're going to pour their hearts out into it. So it's all about finding the right people. And once I decided last year, as I started trying to trim back my role, I was looking for a successor. I was looking for someone to pass it on, because Gabe said it earlier when we were off camera. It's kind of my baby. You grow, you grow attached to it, and and how it operates, and the feelings that are involved and everything. So I started that search last year, and you rose to the top. To me, you caught my eye as a guy that was had enough headstrong strength to be able to carry this carry the league into the next stratosphere, the next level. So I'm very happy with my choice, and I'm glad that you're getting some shine, get a chance to come on and get interviewed. And I know you don't want it. I know everything we want is directed towards the kids. But again, I just want to say thank you, and let you know that how great of a job I know that you're doing, and the public sees it, we see it, and hats off to you, brother.
Yes, sir. No, obviously, I couldn't turn it down, man. Again, and I appreciate it, but really, as mentioned, to you in particular, um, I see, and I feel the great spiritual connect, and Gabe and Tony, just so y'all have an idea, everyone out there has an idea, I came home to Rockport about 5-6 years ago. I was on the road traveling, working refineries, and the tables turned to where we were able to come back home, and I come back home, and here I am. It's like me and Steve, and everyone connected right away, to where Rockport saved my life. This youth program saved my life. And it's done so much to me, and it means so much. So, to just tell you alone, it's just a blessing. It's a blessing to be able to say I'm the president right now. And not only that, but for the torch to be passed on from Steve, it means so much. It means a lot, because these kids, to watch them excel, to watch them walk stage, to watch them, be great students and sons and fathers. In my eyes, that's the highest achievement, no doubt.
Cool, brother. Cool. Hey, I got about 15 more questions, but I know we're cutting low on time. If you will, and this last question was more for the public's information, because I know this is always one of the biggest questions that everybody always have. Talk to me about the coaching selections and how they go about, and how tough it is to become a coach in RFYFL.
Yes, sir. So the coaching selection, usually, we obviously, first and foremost, we require background checks. Also, president will run through the background with VP, executive board, take a look at it, make sure everyone's up to par with the league standards, and first and foremost is a safe candidate to be around the kids. And then we kind of start to it's somewhat of an interview process, but we more or less want to know why they want to be involved, and we want to make sure that they are involved for all the right reasons, not just because their kids playing, not just because they want to, call themselves a coach. We take coaching extremely serious here, to where, we want the right fit for every single kid, because and we have the opportunity to either make a kid love the game or hate the game. And we obviously always want to show a kid love for the game and teach him the right way. So coaching process is definitely high here, and we have a lot of expectations, to coach here. So, to all the fellow coaches out there, they all understand, what it takes to run a process and to be elected. So we do vote. you are voted in. You are nominated. Well, you nominate yourself. You get voted in if you have enough votes. But prior to that, you gotta make sure your paperwork and paper trail is 100% good and safe for the kids. So it is a process, but we do that for the simple fact of we want to make sure we got the right fit. And as I'm sure most of y'all know, being a coach is it's a 24/7 thing. It's not a thing where just because we leave practice at 8 o'clock at night, it cuts off. I do find myself at times, where I have to balance out being a coach and then a dad, which comes easy because my son he's almost 12 years old. Been coaching him since he was 4, but you learn over the years, and I guess you get so adjusted to it to where if you truly love it, as I do, and I'm sure most of y'all do, it just becomes a habit. It just becomes your daily life to where I wake up thinking about the kids. I go to bed praying and thinking about the kids, and I always tell every one of my athletes, even after the season's over, I always tell them, hey, just because the season's over, my door is always open. I don't care if it's 1 year, 2 years. I'm always going to want to try to be not only a coach, but a father figure for these kids who run through our program, So definitely, I think it's safe to say, in my eyes and in RFYFL coaching eyes, it's safe to agree that, coaching for us is a 24/7 job. Absolutely.
Well, awesome. Well, again, Ron, I'd like to thank you for coming on and taking some time. I know that you took you took practice off today. You didn't practice with the senior boys. I was out there watching. I just looked over, so I seen that you guys didn't practice. So I just want to thank you for taking time and to sit down with us and we'll, like Gabe is going to reiterate. Hey, we'll be watching, looking for big things out of the program for sure, no doubt.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
All right, Coach. Well, I do want to first thank you for joining us. Your first of a few more, we're definitely going to be inviting you back throughout the season to talk about, how well our programs are doing. Hopefully we can bring in some of your coaches with you to talk so they can kind of shed some light on their players as well. But, Coach, I know you talked earlier about, Rockport saving your life, but I think we're the community that's blessed to have you because the time that it takes, and like you said, you've got to be out there late in the evenings. You're a husband, a father, and I've always admired people that can put it all together because it's volunteering your time, but we understand how important that is, and not just for playing football, but a lot of these kids look up to their coaches, even at that age. Somebody that they can look up to, somebody that they can count on, somebody that can help them develop their game. On and off the field. And what you guys are doing right now is just not developing football players, but we're teaching these guys how to win and lose the right way. And there's a right and a wrong way of playing this game. Sportsmanship plays such a big role. And understanding that when things don't go your way, this is how you handle it on the field, and this is how you handle it off the field, and this is the work that you got to come back and put in. You talked about the programs that we're playing. They're great programs, been around for a long time. Giving our kids the opportunity to play these programs at such a young age. These are programs that we're going to be seeing, in the future, when they get older. So it's great that we're able to do that, and it's great that we've got a guy like you and your board working hard. 100 plus kids to play, 30 something cheerleaders, man. I think that's awesome. And now we're going to play a role in helping you shed some light on our program, not just for this year, but next year. And to continue to have our programs grow, because this is where it starts, Coach. And we want people to get excited and get out there on Saturdays and watch our youth, play and go out and support them. And these kids see that and they get excited because they got a long future ahead here in Rockport. And so the Pirates Cove is definitely going to be back in this program up. And like I said, we'll send you an invite here in a few weeks to see how we're doing with these other teams and how well the program is going as far as our football players on that field and how competitive we can be against these program. So we just want to thank you for spending some time with us today and shedding some light on your program. And of course, here on the Pirates Cove, we give you the last word, Coach. Anything you'd like to say before we call it a night? I think we lost him, maybe.
We lost them right at the end. Oh my God,
okay. No problem. So that was Coach Ronald Leyva. He is our Rockport-Fulton youth football program president. This guy does a lot for our program and his board. They're putting a lot of time in, and we're getting excited because the three of us have been involved in this program before, and so we know. There he is. So, Coach, we just wanted to give you the final word before we call it a night. Anything you'd like to add, say, before we call it a night tonight?
Yeah, no, sir. Guys, I definitely just want to say thank you to you gentlemen for what y'all are doing. When I got wind that a podcast was coming, coming through the town, I said, hey, that's awesome. It gives sports enthusiasts like y'all, like myself, something to do other than, scroll through Sports Center or Facebook. And I love, hearing you guys, watching you guys, and then on the gridiron, So first and foremost, I want to say kudos to you guys. Thanks for y'all for having me and shedding some light. But I do just want to, before I go, again, let you guys know that Rockport-Fulton Youth Football League really appreciates you guys allowing us, on the podcast and letting me shed some light because we have been, bleeding, green and gold football for a long time. And I've seen countless hours and dedication Steve's putting out. I've seen what the head coaches, what George Solis puts out there, what Juan Alvarado puts out there, what Alex Solis puts out there, with everyone in the program. So it's sometimes we feel like, hey, it's okay to not get recognition. But I just want to say, us here at the program, we really appreciate it because we take this really, really to heart. The kids' paths and the kids' futures, start with us, and we really, really take that to heart. So we'll do everything we can in the program to make sure a kid steers the right way and walks the right line, by all means. First and foremost, that's what we want to do is teach them how to be great men first and then play football second. So I just want to put that out there, guys. We really appreciate you guys having us and allowing the light to be shed. Absolutely.
Coach, one last thing. So you guys have your first game this Saturday. Is it a home game?
No, sir. This Saturday we play at 2:30 in Portland, Texas, at the Sports Complex against Aransas Pass. That is our senior division team, which is our oldest. And right quick, if I may, this group is definitely the group you want to have your eyes on. I can vouch for it. I know Steve can as well. But this group right here, if they play their cards right and if they continue to love football, I truly feel like this group is going to be a group also to take us as far as state later down the road because there are phenomenal players on this team with size, speed, and grit. And if you guys hear it around town, that's our motto this year is all grit, no quit because we ain't stopping until we're on top.
Ooh, I love it, man. That's awesome, Coach. That's awesome, man. You heard it here this Saturday, 2:30, you said, Coach?
Yes, sir.
They'll be playing up in Portland. It's our senior division. Come on out if you're not doing anything to Portland. We're going to be playing against Aransas Pass. It's the first game of the season. And you heard Coach say it here. There's a lot of talent on that team. We definitely want to go out and show our support. So if you ain't doing that on Saturday, head a little short drive to Portland. And let's go out and support our senior division there in the first game of the season. So I'll be there, Coach. Hopefully I can get out of work. I know I got to work Saturday, but hopefully I can get out by noon and take a drive out there. But we're definitely going to be asking you to come back. Maybe next time we can bring in a coach or two with you to continue to talk and shed some light on our program. But we thank you for everything that you're doing. Good luck on the season, and we'll continue to support you, and we'll be talking about you throughout the season.
Sounds good. Thank you guys for having me, fellas. I appreciate it again.
Good job.
Thank you. And peace out, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Yes, sir.